you understand.
Hey everybody, I'm Tony Jones, and welcome to the Tony Jones Show.
It's not enough. People are willing to take the risk. It's just sort of a herd mentality, a lemming-like mentality. If you don't go with the flow, you're anti-American and therefore a suspect.
The Tony Jones Show, featuring punk, rockabilly, psychobilly, and Providence, Rhode Island's finest, starts right now.
He's a dangerous militia member, I hear. Oh, and there she blows.
If I had a soul, well, I would sell it. And if you told a secret, girl, now I would tell it. Yeah, and if we're the only two, I'd spill my seed. Mankind survival is just something I don't need. And I'll be damned, who'll spend my days with you. Yeah, walk the lifted path to go without you. Well, look out here, I'm reminded I am leaving you behind. Well, I'll be damned for I'm with you.
Friends, the time for mediocrity and broadcasting is over. My name is Tony Jones, and you are tuned in to the Tony Jones Show, your destination for talk and rock. Online at TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to go to RIFreeRadio.org. Kicking off this week's Tony Jones Show, a little adapter. I'll Be Damned, the name of that one. Thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us for the next hour. We'll be talking a little wrestling, and I do have some in-studio guests with me tonight from New World Wrestling Extreme, the Bionic Bull, Dan Badandi, and the commissioner of it all, the guy behind the scenes making it work, Mr. James Allen. They're both here, and they have a big show coming up Saturday, September 24th, starting at 7 p.m. It's going to be at American Legion Hall 85 in good old Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Gentlemen, good evening.
How's it going, Tony?
Hey, how you doing?
Great to have you. Well, James, great to have you back, Dan. Great to finally have you here. Let's start there. You are a guy who's been wrestling for as long as I can remember, and I'm pretty old. So talk about how you got started in wrestling and how you started rolling it out.
It's funny how that works because me and Jimmy both went to the same high school, and both of us in high school telling everybody we're going to be professional wrestlers. A lot of people laughed at us, whatever, but look at us today, 20-something years later, still rolling.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Now, if you can hear, I've cleared mine up and swallowed, but you hear a little chomping in the background. Is that care of Mr. Badandi? We have some Azzo's pizza in the house. I've had the just straight up pepperoni pizza, but tell us about this other pizza here. There's a certain odor in the room that may be familiar to all of us.
Oh, yeah, the hot wiener pizza. If you got a craving for hot wieners and pizza and you can't decide, you know what, get the hot wiener pizza. It's right on Queesa Avenue from right across from the old station fire.
Right around the corner from this very studio, you can go to Azzo's Pizza. And DJ Psycho Eddie's here. Eddie, we used to work with a guy. His nickname was Six All the Way because he constantly smelled like six hot wieners all the way.
Nothing has changed. He actually still smells like Six All the Way. However, I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised. I've had several renditions of the hot wiener pizza.
Right.
This is one of the better ones I've had, if not the best one I've had in quite a while.
And you can get a hot wiener omelet at Jell's Kitchen right around the corner here. It seems West Warwick is the new Oneyville in more ways than one. But
it is turning into Wiener Central.
It's turning into the hot wiener capital of the Kent County area. So let's get back to some music, and then we come back. We'll talk about the big show coming up from New World Wrestling Extreme, who, as we talked about last time James was here, is now part of the AIWF Northeast region. So we'll talk about that in a bit, and the big show coming up. We'll talk with Mr. Badandi about his match coming up against Bo Douglas. But before that, we'll have some more local music up next for you. The unfortunately now defunct Beyond Blonde on tap with Baron My Bones right here on the Tony Jones Show.
Well, I can be a selfish bitch, strong and to the point. I don't think before I speak, telling all my thoughts. Well, I can be confused, no, I can't always tell. I can be insecure, impatient as all hell. I contradict, I'm unaware, sometimes I lie. Always get the job done, baby, every single time. Bury my bones, yeah. Bury my bones, don't you know? I like myself most times. Sometimes I'm depressed. Just like everybody, I only want the best.
deep inside of me. False conclusions of what I can take. I don't need your affection, it's not your intention. Protect me from the choices I have to face, so I can be fine.
Inside of Me, the name of that one, A Little Sex Coffee, right here on the Tony Jones Show. Before that, we heard from the now defunct Beyond Blonde, Baron My Bones. Tony Jones here. You were tuned into the Tony Jones Show online at TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to check out RIFreeRadio.org. And while you're cruising the net, be sure to go to theterracon.com. Just announced Terracon is coming back in 2016. It's going to be February 25th and 26th. And yes, myself and DJ Psycho Eddie, we're looking to set up shop. Now, some bad news for our listeners, the fact that we, as far as a table goes, we have missed out, it seems, on this year's Comic-Con, but we will be resurrected for Terracon.
That's correct, Tony. Just a minor correction. That's 2017. We're in 2017.
I can't believe we're talking about stuff into 2017 already.
I'm already booked a couple of times in 2017, so it's not that strange for me.
That's depressing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to just make it through this year in one piece.
Yeah, well, if Dan keeps bringing pizza like he did, it's going to be tough because I guarantee you I am going to be ripped apart later. But it will definitely be worth it. But as far as the Comic-Con and the Terracon, I will be there all 3 days. You're just going to have to look for me because I'm going to be mixed in with the crowd. Not that I don't stand out already, but
as Archie Bunker would say, you'll be incognitus. So let's talk about the big show coming up on September 24th at American Legion Post 85 in Woonsocket. James Allen and the Bionic Bull Dan Padandi from New World Extreme Wrestling in studio with us. James, I know we talked about it last time, but New World Wrestling Extreme, a federation that's been around for a while. Tell us a little bit about how it was founded and how it came to be.
Well, New World Wrestling Extreme was founded back in 2002. Back with Pender Entertainment, which actually, I don't know if people know Paul Pender, the boxer from back in the 60s and the 70s and stuff. Well, his cousin, Mr. Pender, which it's been so long, you guys passed away now, you know, but we started out with running professional boxing out in New York, up in Bronx at Skate Palace, which is actually called Skate Key, out in Bronx, New York. But our whole thing was where he was going to run the boxing, I was going to run the wrestling.
Right.
And, you know, the end of 2002 came around. The guy ended up passing away. I ended up keeping the wrestling part of it and just keeping it going, you know. So in December of 2003, we started running shows out in Blackstone, Massachusetts, in my hometown.
And that's quite a long stretch for an independent federation. I mean, I'm sure, Dan, you could speak to this, and I've had this happen to me myself, is that there's this hot new federation, you go wrestle there once, and then you never see them again. They last like 20 minutes, you know, at entertainment time. I mean, that's a long time for a group to be around. Now, despite that this show coming up is called Blood and Bones 6, and despite the fact that it's called New World Wrestling Extreme, this is an event where you can bring the wife and kids to, correct? As in with most of your events?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely fun-filled family entertainment. Basically, Blood and Bones it's basically early Halloween because we normally run this event in October. Mm-hmm. But we're running it a couple weeks earlier this year, so, you know, we're still sticking to, you know, what we run in October.
Right.
We're running in September. You know, this is the 6th Blood and Bones event. Basically, we started our events, you know, with these events down in Woonsocket at the American Legion Post 85 on River Street. So,
and as I mentioned on the Dan Badandi show a few weeks ago, Blood and Bones could also be the name of this election season.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So before we get into the full card, Dan, tell us a little bit about the match that you're going to have coming up.
Oh, against Bo Douglas, back home Bo Douglas. I mean, me and him have a long history. We go way back. I have tagged with the guy. I mean, I wrestled the guy, and we have a long history. He's a very talented person, but however, enough of the props. When it comes to in-ring, I mean, Bo Douglas is going to be in for a fight of his life, and the only thing he's got to remember, if I snap, he's going to be the first to tap.
And Dan, you were out of wrestling for a little while, so I can only assume that you want these first handful of matches back to be particularly competitive, particularly brutal.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. You know, go in there, put on a great show for the fans, and just go in there and enjoy what you do and what you do best. And what we at New World Wrestling Extreme, we do it the best in New England.
So let's go back down to some local music, and we'll talk more with the boys from New World Wrestling Extreme. But before that, song, well, we can all kind of identify with the name of this one. We're going to hear some Morris and the East Coast. It's called I Lost My Telephone. You heard it here on The Tony Jones Show.
Changed in driver's education. It would be a brand new sensation. Finally, I prove that I am a man taking matters into my own hands. Teacher said there'd be a film. Then she turned out the lights. First I saw a car grill. Then my girl turned pale white. It was blood on the pavement. Blood on the pavement. Blood on the pavement. It was a film from circa 1962, set now in color, but the sky wasn't quite blue. Fast moving car and old lady crossing the street. Screeching breaks a body thrown, just a pile of meat. Something inside of me snapped. I was the only one who clapped for blood on the pavement. Blood on the pavement. Blood on the pavement. Blood on the pavement. That time led to my heart, it was a lesson learned. Now I do my part, looking ahead, my car knows when to accelerate. Jaywalkers will learn when they make their mistakes. Serial killer needs a specialty. Mine is a fast-moving Chevy. Blood on the pavement, it's what I like. Blood on the pavement, it's every day, it's every night. Blood on the pavement, it's what I like. Blood on the pavement. It's every day, it's every night. Changed in driver's education, it would be a brand new sensation.
Now, the voice on that track may sound very similar to the voice you're hearing right now because, well, you just heard from my band, Tony Jones and the Cretin 3. Blood on the Pavement, the name of that one. Before that, some Morris and the East Coast. I lost my telephone now. The reason I played that song by Tony Jones and the Cretin 3, Blood on the Pavement, is not because I am just totally self-righteous here and a shameless self-promoter, although I am. However, the reason I played that song is because we are currently looking for a drummer for Tony Jones and the Cretin 3. So if there's any drummers listening, tons of local musicians listen to this show and listen to Rhode Island Free Radio. So if there's any drummers down there, be sure to drop me a line, facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, at Tony Jones NRI on Twitter, or at TonyJones.org. We did have a drummer come down. We thought he was going to work out. I even pressured DJ Psycho Eddie to get the PA set back up for us, and he never came back.
To no avail.
Womp, womp, womp.
We even got the drums in the studio.
Yeah, we even have. You don't even have to haul your own set down here. I know part of the worst parts of being a drummer is having to haul all that equipment, and we have a house set up over here. So
if you think that's bad, try being a DJ with your own PA. I have the entire Suburban filled with equipment from a pig roast. We'll talk about that on my show in about an hour.
Yeah, I came into the studio, and this whole half of the studio is usually filled up with equipment. Said equipment was gone, and I thought we might have got knocked off here. West Warwick can be a little shady at times.
Well, West Warwick in the summer, the AC would have gone first.
And then the beer.
Exactly. The third, maybe fourth would have been the sound.
And then the box of cigars. All right, let's get back on track because we do have James Allen and the Bionic Bull Dan Padani from New World Wrestling Extreme in studio. Big show coming up, but I want to kind of pivot back to Dan. And, Dan's been wrestling for quite a long time. So tell us, what would you, for yourself, consider to be, throughout your whole career, your most memorable match?
Working everybody. And the thing is, in the wrestling business, in the ring, we want to tear each other's heads off. But you gain a huge respect for the brothers like Jimmy here. Me and him worked at each other so many times, tagged with each other and everything else. So you gain that kind of respect as professional athletes and friends outside the wrestling world as well. But I mean, like just in general of the whole aspect of the sport of professional wrestling, the people you met, the stories. I mean, we have tons of stories. I mean, we could be on the air all night telling you that, but it's just the ride, the adventure of it. And
you haven't kept it to the little ocean state, right? You've traveled all around wrestling.
Oh yeah, all over the East Coast, down to Florida, Orlando, a lot of Maryland, and all over Rhode Island, New England.
So talk about what you, and maybe you guys could both weigh in on this, what you think the current state of independent wrestling is, because I mean, I see it as, with all the technology, just like we're doing here with internet broadcasting and podcasting and websites and social media, it's just growing and growing, and there's some great content out there. When I was doing it, it was it was fairly limited. There was some pretty lame federations around the state and all over New England. And what do you guys think about the current state of independent wrestling and the way it's been supported?
Well, me, I back in the early days, and I'm probably talking like the 90s, when I started back in like 94, 95. It's been so long, but I know it's been like 21, 22 years. I've seen a lot of companies come, a lot of companies go. Yeah. And when I started back in the early 90s, mid-90s, there wasn't as much wrestling federations there are now. Now they're all over the place. I mean, I think in the state of Rhode Island there's going to be at least, 6. But like on our end, I mean, being that we're part of the AIWF and we're running the Northeast, eventually starting this year, we're going to start branching out to different states. But right now we've been running heavily in Rhode Island and basically, and on the border, Blackstone, Mass. So basically Woonsocket, Blackstone, Mass. and so forth. We've been to Smithfield, Rhode Island, down to Weymouth and stuff like that. And we used to work in the Cape a lot, too, and we were the only ones running down the Cape. I mean, it's like, but now, I mean, like I said, there's so many, and there's a lot of competition out there. But mainly like us, I mean, we just basically stay to ourselves, do our own thing. We're not trying to go run in somebody else's backyard and stuff like that. Just keep it short and sweet. We've been running in our area now for, at least 13, 14 years. And just basically stay to ourselves and do our own thing,
So what are you seeing out there with your bookings, Dan?
But the thing is, people, and I'm not criticizing the WWE or any other promotion like that. I mean, that's a dream all of us to get there someday. But people, you talk to a lot of fans, what they want to see wrestling instead of 20 minutes of talking and all the drama. They just want to see some grueling ass kicking. I was going to say ass kissing.
I think they've done that too.
That's how you get to the point where you are now.
But people want to just see straight up action, and when to do that, go to independent professional shows like AIWF Northeast, New World Wrestling Extreme, where you just see two guys go at it, and it's like, what, the best person wins. Now,
talk a little bit about, for anybody that's listening that's not really familiar with the life of an independent wrestler, and one of my own stories is, I drove all the way to New Hampshire to do a wrestling show, and I got paid $150, and I thought I was just the cat's ass for making $150, but I also bought a $75 hotel room and spent $50 on gas. So tell us a little bit, Dan, well, maybe you guys can both weigh in about the life of an independent professional wrestler is it's a lot of great action when you're actually on a show, but it's a lot of work and a lot of traveling, and usually it's for very little compensation, right?
Oh yeah, I mean you got to spend a lot of time in the gym and not just working out, but in practicing. I mean you got to get in that ring and get your ring conditioning down, and outside work too. A lot of cardio and everything else, because you got to have the wind to withstand a good match and everything else, and just a lot of mental equations go along with professional wrestling, because you got to tell a story in that ring.
Right.
I mean, you got to tell those people who you are. And the thing is, most of these people come, they don't know who the hell you are, unless they come frequently. But you got to tell that story in that ring that, hey, I'm in here to kick some ass, and this is, I mean business, and I'm coming to take what's mine. You know what I mean? And that's this kind of story that you want to tell to the people. and also have the guys that look the part too, because we know a lot of wrestling promotions. You have a bunch of guys in jeans and
Right.
hogwash crap out. And,
It's a dude that just waited on you at Stop and Shop,
Yeah.
and now he's the
still
world
in his
heavyweight
uniform,
champion.
Yeah. But here in AIWF Northeast, I mean, we got guys who look the part. I mean, we got monsters like Mr. Man. I don't know what he goes by now. Eric Shred, Jimmy here. I mean, you got guys that look like wrestlers, and that's the product that Jimmy here is trying to sell to the public. Say, hey, you want to come to a grueling professional wrestling match, no drama, no 20 minutes of talking, just downright action, and come to the show.
Dan Badandi spending a lot of time in the gym, and DJ Psycho and Eddie and I are spending a lot of time in front of the pizza boxes.
Well, I like to call it my professional shape, and it is round.
Let's spin some more tunes, and we'll come back. And since we're getting towards the end of the show, we'll talk about the specifics of the big show coming up on Saturday, September 24th for New World Wrestling Extreme. I'll have James tell us about the card and the price and what people can expect at Blood and Bones 6. But before that, we'll hear from Blindside Thunder up next. We're going to hear a double shot from them, starting off with Tequila right here on the Tony Jones Show.
Wicked on the wicked, it's
Listen up. The party gets started and it's over here. Pull up a chair and grab a beer. The girls are looking hot and the music is loud, yeah. You know BST is rocking the house, yeah. Tear it up is what we do. We're gonna put on a show for you. Wake up to party.
Coming out of a double-double right here on the Tony Jones Show. We just heard 2 from the Jesse Minute, Settle Down, the track you've just heard, Sweet on Me before that. Then we heard 2 from Blindside Thunder, who I hear have new music, either out or coming out. So we'll be looking to process that in studio very soon. Last time we chatted, I brought you into Tequila. Then after that, we heard We Love to Party. You heard it all here on the Tony Jones Show, online at TonyJones.org, Facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, on the almighty Twitter at Tony Jones in RI. Be sure to go to RIFreeRadio.org. And we are starting to run out of time here, so I want to have Mr. James Allen and the Bionic Bull Dan Badandi from New World Wrestling Extreme in studio. And I want to have James give you all the information you need to know to attend the show next week. Now, we have a lot of local listeners. We have a lot of listeners from around the globe. Thank you all for listening. And, well, if you can get a flight or a plane or a train ticket, you can come out to the show, too. But give us the specifics coming up, the card, how people get tickets, and all of that.
Well, as you know, the event's next Saturday night at the American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, at the Outdoor Pavilion. Basically, the tickets are $12 for adults, $8 for kids that are 12 and under. All tickets are available at the gate night of show. The gates open up at 6 p.m., so get there early, get your tickets. Bell time is 7 p.m., and we have a monster eight-match card that night, championship matches. We have the AIWF Northeast Championship, the AIWF Northeast Champion, and also current AIWF World Champion, the Tokyo Monster Kahagas, taking on the Pure Talent Chris Escobar. We also have from Lucha Underground, Cortez Castro from the Crew, taking on Brandon Webb. Also in tag team action, we have making their debut all the way from North Carolina and Virginia area.
Wow.
We have James Anthony and Victor Andrews of the First Generation taking on Mac Attack, trainee number 1, and Monster Mac. Also, in addition to that, and also tag team action, for the AIWF Northeast Tag Team titles, number 1 contendership, we have the Heavy Hitters. They're taking on...
Hey, that sounds like us, Eddie.
Yeah, they're taking on... actually making their debut, the Fellowship. I mean, we have a stacked card like Dan Badani, the Bionic Bull, taking on Bo Douglas. I mean, we have Richie Rich going up against Donnie Rotten. Numerous matches, you know, long time with some major heat. Marquise Wright taking on the Widowmaker Eric Shred. I mean, this match
That's
is
gonna be a blockbuster.
this match is going to be so hard hitting. I mean, they've had heat now for the last 2 years, and this is going to be basically. I mean, the whole show is going to be a bomb burner. I mean, we're just going to tear down the house. I mean, like I said, this is not a show you want to miss. You know, and you can check us out at nwwextreme.com. You can hit us up on Facebook at NWW Extreme Pro Wrestling. And we're also on Twitter at NWW Extreme. Everything goes to basically NWWExtreme.com. Basically, you know, you can go to that and it goes to everything you need to.
And what do you have coming up in the pipeline after this show? Do you guys take the winter off?
Well, basically, right after this show, I mean, I'll give myself about a week off to revamp my brain and stuff like that because it's been going. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've been going for the last 2 months and getting this show ready.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're basically looking to get rolling again, probably the end of November, early December. And I'm actually thinking about taking our events to Worcester, Mass area.
Nice.
So, you know, kind of get us out of the area, you know, and stuff like that. But like I said, in January we're taking a whole switch more of and New World Wrestling Extremes more of the corporation where we're promoting AIWF Northeast Wrestling, which AIWF we have, I believe like 94 promotions around the world represented, as far as United Kingdom, Japan, Mexico, etc. I mean, you can find AIWF right up on Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that, etc.
And Dan, how do folks get a hold of you for wrestling, for politics, for radio, for YouTube content? Dan, like me, he believes in the multimedia platform.
Yeah, definitely. And me and Tony, I mean, we've been on all over the place in Rhode Island anyway. But
we've been fired from more radio stations than you can imagine.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I don't know how many times we got kicked out of radio stations. Or got called lunatics by the mainstream media, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we've been there and done that. But TruthRadioshow.com is one-stop website. All my social media platforms are on there, my YouTube channels, and my work with Infowars.com as well. And, back into the professional wrestling business, too. So, like Tony, me and him share a lot of things in common. We are not only into politics, but sports, this, that, and the other thing, and to radio. And, we're all over the place in the political world. But, yeah, TruthRadioshow.com is the website. You want to look me up.
Well, thank you guys again. It's great to see such a long-lasting, thriving wrestling federation, something very near and dear to my heart. Well, thank you guys again. Keep up the good work, and of course, you're welcome here anytime. There's a show in the pipeline.
Hey, thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
DJ Psycho Eddie, thank you as always.
Oh, not a problem.
Thank you all for tuning in around the globe live. Don't forget you can check us out in podcast form everywhere on Google Play, on iTunes, on Spreaker, on your Roku TV. Basically, if there's a podcast platform, we're on it, so check us out anytime. And don't forget to go to TonyJones.org, RIFreeRadio.org, Facebook.com/TonyJonesShow, and on the almighty Twitter @TonyJonesInRI. We're going to leave here with a little bit. I don't think we're going to have time for the whole song. We're going to leave here with a little bit of Satellites Fall One Night, the name of this one. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Hey, you see that guy up on
She was
From Monday to Tuesday, you don't have any fun. From Wednesday to Thursday, just gonna out for a run. Friday and Saturday, you're always getting drunk. And Sunday, you stay at home and never go to church.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of My Night Out Radio. DJ Psycho Eddie here. That was Madball, New York hardcore band. They've been around for as long as I can remember. It's awesome band. I've had the pleasure to see them a couple of times. If you ever get a chance, I got to work with them not that long ago, probably about a year ago. They absolutely sick show.
And they've been coming through Rhode Island since the Babyhead days, since the living room days. They always make a stop.
If you remember the Rocket, you're older than me, but I mean, I used to go to the Rocket and I used to see them there. By the way, tonight in studio, not one but two guests, because that's how we roll. We have Jim Allen from New World Wrestling Extreme, and we also have Dan, the Bionic Bull Badandi. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Like last week, we have to thank the Buzz for Narragansett Beer. I got some positive and negative feedback, so I have to apologize for the end of the show last week.
Maybe you should just and off the air you talked about rebranding. Maybe we should just call this show The Buzz.
The Buzz. Actually, that's already taken for a TV show. Or I think it's a webcast or a podcast. Anyways, I also have to thank Justin from Azo's Pizza, because Dan currently is doing a little bit of PR for them, and they came down with not one but two pizzas. And I got to say, the hot wiener pizza was amazing. I mean, I am actually floored at how good that is. And,
I'm hitting it right now,
you're
and
hitting the hot wiener pizza.
It's as Dan said on my show. If you're looking at the menu to say, do I want a pizza? Do I want 6 all the way? You can get them both in the hot wiener pizza.
And I gotta say, it's one of the better hot wiener pizzas, and a lot of places around here have the wiener pizza. In fact, Gels, right around the corner from the studio, has the wiener omelet, and a lot of the incarnations of the hot wiener, whatever it is, sometimes they're not so good, sometimes they're really good. I got to put this right up at the top. It's one of the best ones I've had in a very long time. Also, Azos sent down a pepperoni pizza, which Tony kind of dug into a little bit.
Delicious.
I'm going to be hitting that in just a bit. So, as with all my shows, I'm a fat guy. All right, I got a little bit of a buzz, but hell, we'll put that aside for now. Because a sponsor that doesn't want to be named is also now feeding me nip bottles every time I hit the liquor store for production reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But have you guys gone out lately? Going out to eat? Think of that in the back of your mind, because I got 2 places I really got to bring out. So think about where you've been. The 2 places I really got to throw out there. First off was Brewmaster's Neighborhood Tavern, Main Street in Coventry. They have over 100 beers, like 60 some odd beers on tap, and they're even doing flights, so you get 4 different samples, and it's about the cost of 1 beer, but you get 4, I'd say about like a 4-ounce pour, so you're getting about a full pint of beer in this sampler. And I've tried some really crazy stuff. The one that I really want to put out there, sorry Narragansett, but the Sweet Baby Jesus Chocolate Peanut Butter Stout.
Oh, man.
Oh,
that sounds good, man.
I tried it, and the only way that could be better is if you had a Chambord chaser to make it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was amazing. Also, Borelli's Pizza. Borelli's has pizza. Borelli's is known for their pastries, their baked goods. Not so much known for their calzones, their pizza, their spinach pies. Well, today I went to go visit my parents, and you got to bring them something, and I'm tired of bringing pastry. I don't need the pastry, but we ended up at the bakery anyways, and the pizza they had, absolutely fantastic. But, again, let me bring it up, Azos Pizza.
And, if you want to order online, they deliver to your house, West Warwick, Coventry, all the area. But Azos, A-Z-O-S, pizza.com. You can order online, or you can call 401-828-8090. Again, 828-8090 if you want to try that hot wiener pizza. And, folks, it's delicious.
Yeah, I can't vouch for it enough.
And, surprisingly enough, we've talked about food on this show for going on almost 2 years now. This is the first time we've actually eaten behind the mic. Now, there's a reason for that, because it's pretty hard to do a audio format while you're chowing down on a pizza. But
no, I got to say that. By the way, if there's any other restaurants that want to send us food for us to try on the air, we'll be more than willing to accept it, and we will eat it on the air or off the air, and we'll give you our
both.
And we'll give you an honest opinion, unless it sucks, in which case we won't talk about it at all. But so now the reason why we have Jim and Dan in studio, there's a big show coming up.
Yes.
It's the Blood and Bones. Tell me about it. I know it's in Woonsocket. After that, things are a little sketchy. So why don't you fill in the blanks?
Basically, it's Blood and Bones 6, the American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street, Woonsocket, Rhode Island. It's basically our home base area. Been running there for 6 years, as you know. It's Blood and Bones 6, so been there a while now, and it's coming up Saturday, September 24th. Full line of matches, including the Bionic Bull, Dan by Dondi, taking on Bo Douglas. Dan, what'd you tell us about the match and what you plan on doing?
Well, ground and pound, stretch the hell out of him and make him tap. That's what I do. But yeah, Bo Douglas, I mean, all that aside, respect. I mean, he's a very talented wrestler. Both of us been all over New England, won many championships everywhere, and we went at it so many times, tagged with each other and everything else. But in that ring, the respect is gone. I mean, it's either him going out or him tapping.
Now, you see, you hit on something that I find a lot in pretty much any type of entertainment field. With you guys, it's wrestling. For me, it's usually music and different bands. But there's a brotherhood, a camaraderie between the different competitors, different musicians, different entertainers. There is a brotherhood, and outside the ring, when you're off the stage, there is a very big respect for each other. You guys take care of each other. If one of you is down, one of the others is going to help pick them up, and
that's right.
One hand washes the other. Everyone takes care of everyone else.
It's basically a band of brothers. You know what I mean? Just like being on a football team or being on any professional team or, being in the military. You're all like you're right there for each other,
And except for us, we're all good friends and brothers and everything, but we just like to beat each other up for fun.
Well, I actually do have a brother. I don't really talk about it that much because we don't get along all the time, but I can talk bad about him.
Yeah.
God help anyone else who does.
Yeah.
Because, it's my brother. You don't mess with it. It's family.
Yeah,
so
that's the same way I feel, too. I have a brother, and,
you may not always see eye to eye, and the family squabbling is always going to be there.
Yeah.
You guys see it in the ring all the time.
Yeah.
You guys could be sharing a beer after the show, but during the show, you guys are kicking the snot out of each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I got to say is, we'll hit about this later, but you're kicking the crap out of each other, but you keep it family friendly.
Exactly.
Well, we will talk about that in a minute because we got to leave here with a little bit of music because I'm just digging right through the roots, music that I haven't played in quite a while, or even at all on the radio show.
I see you guys eyeing that pizza.
Well, yeah, there's a slice of pizza over there with my name on it as well.
New York style pizza.
Actually, I got to go for the pepperoni. I haven't hit the pepperoni yet.
I'll tell you, that wiener pizza is great.
I did nasty things to that hot wiener pizza.
Oh, yeah, man.
So we're going to take a little break here. We're going to leave here with When Particles Collide. The name of the song is Moats. We'll be back in a minute.
Magnesium is measured out in grams, and so use a molar mass to convert to moles. Hydrochloric acid is measured in volume. Moles result from liters times concentration. 22.4 liters makes 1 mole of hydrogen.
was Kilgore. The name of the song was Senorita Beefeater. Before that was When Particles Collide, a little bit of science for you, dropping some science on you. The name of that song was Moat. In studio today, we have Jim Allen from New World Wrestling Extreme and Dan the Bionic Bull Bidandi. Don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us, if you want to be part of this show, if you want to advertise, if you want to promote something, hit me out, mynightoutradio@verizon.net. mynightoutri.com is the website for all your upcoming events. If you want to hit us up on Facebook, /MyNightOut, Twitter and Instagram, DJ Psycho Eddie. Make sure you hit us up. If you want to get anything out there, that's the way to do it. Now, Dan, you do a little bit more than wrestling. Obviously, you're doing PR for Azo's Pizza right now. Give us an overview, some of the other stuff, because you actually get tied in politically. You seem to be the only person in this room to do almost as much media as Mr. Tony Jones does.
Oh, yeah. I mean, between running my show, TruthRadioShow.com, Infowars.com, I do work for them as well. And just being wrapped up in all the political BS. I mean, every time, especially when there's some kind of a false flag attack, anything like that, terrorist attack, we're wrapped up in it big time. Tonight, like, for instance, on my 2 radio shows later tonight, to talk about things with Sandy Hook. There's FOIA hearings going on that the public's not aware about, but we're being viciously attacked from that, the reporters who are covering that. But, just all over the spectrum. I mean, there was politics to, what people call conspiracy theories, and just truth in general, exposing people, and, just we're all over the political spectrum, if you want to put it that way.
So you're looking for the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not afraid. I've seen a few of your clips on YouTube. You are not afraid to go out there and put yourself in harm's way to get the truth.
I got threatened face-to-face by the Secret Service, FBI, CIA, the whole 9 yards. I mean, we confronted congressmen, presidents. The whole night. I mean, almost every political candidate.
So should we be looking for a black van pulling up at any time?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I've actually seen you get thrown out of a courtroom before, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, standing up for the gun rights. Me and Tony Jones at the State House all the time when they present these tyrannical gun control bills. We're there right there, for hours. I think we sat there for 8 hours in a congressional hearing, a Senate hearing, I'm sorry, to speak our mind to about how guns save lives and everything else, and to support the Second Amendment. And we battle against these gun grabbing politicians, and I mean it's an ugly battle, it really is.
So now I got to ask both of you, really, with the wrestling, how did you guys get started? First off.
Well, both of us were, again, we went to the same high school together. Me and him were in a couple of same classes, talk about one day we're going to be professional wrestlers, and and 20-something years later, that was back in the 90s, man, and we started.
God, the age is kicking in, man, I tell you. But, I mean, we started out NEWA, New England Wrestling Alliance, back in like 94, 95.
That was
Yankee Pro.
D'Alessandro.
Rocco D'Alessandro, yeah. We started back in those days, and those days were... But basically, you come here, you want to wrestle and stuff like that. You're training. You didn't have to pay for your training or anything like that. And the dues that you got out of it, you actually just worked for that company, and and that's how you got your experience. And and myself back in 1996. I mean, back in those early days too. Before I jump to that, but back in those days. The internet wasn't big. Everything was, you got stuff out of, pro wrestling magazines and different wrestling companies that were throughout New England. And myself, I actually connected by, people were writing letters to promoters and stuff like that. And that's just how you try to get a hold of people. The internet wasn't big back then.
Now, I do remember, and I actually, one person in this room in particular sticks out. I used to catch the backyard wrestlers that used to post on the cable access. Mr. Jones. Excuse me. So, did you guys ever do a foray in the backyard wrestling?
I know.
Honestly, no. I've never did the backyard, hooray and all that stuff. I've never got into it. I mean, I think once I went there as a guest to, see some stuff going on, and I think I just, helped them out with refereeing a match or something like that. But meaningless to say, I ended up hurting my wrist that day, and I never was back. So I don't know what the hell happened that day, but it is what it is. But I mean, I did check one out a few times because I was, invited there. So, but never actually wrestled a match in the backyard.
So you were a purist. You kept it in the ring and a professional level.
Yep,
for
absolutely.
The last
And we were taught old school.
I mean, back in like '96, I connected with the Boston Bad Boy Tony Rumble, which was the Century Wrestling Alliance out of Revere, Massachusetts, which later on turned the NWA New England, National Wrestling Alliance New England, and I was with him for like from 96 to 99, 98 actually, 98, 99 when he passed away. And they still kept the company rolling and stuff like that. So I was with them for a long period of time and actually toured with the NWA and stuff and worked, different anniversary shows down in Florida and stuff like that. So I was part of like the National Wrestling Alliance for, a good 10 years anyways.
Okay.
Now, to your point about backyard wrestling, here's a story for you. I'm about 16, 17 years old at the time. The Internet's first coming out. I get an email, and it's these folks. They say they have this awesome new up-and-coming wrestling federation. They'd like to book me. Would I come check it out? So I'm all excited. I got a great wrestling booking. I show up at the address. Their wrestling ring was a pile of leaves, and it was like 10, 11-year-old kids. I said, I better get out of here before I get my ass in trouble, break a neck.
Well, you see, that's the other side of the coin that I was trying to bring out. If you have enough resources, or mom and dad has enough resources, I've heard stories of people going out, buying a wrestling ring, renting some space, and starting their own wrestling alliance. I'm not going to mention any names because, well, it escapes me right now, but I know several people that have done these, not really backyard, but really shady wrestling leagues. And if you were to get started with someone, or if you ran across something like that, what do you do? Do you just say, sorry guys, I'm out of here, or do you try to put them on the right path?
I mean, putting them on the right path, depending on how serious they were to wanting to do it.
Well,
to get them on the right.
I don't know how much a ring costs, but if mom and dad just shelled out,
average ring, brand new, like right out of the box type of deal. I mean, you're looking at $6,000. You know what I mean? I mean, there's different ring companies that you can buy rings from. I mean, there's like low floor rings, like practice ring type of deals where they're a couple $1,000s. But I mean, to realistically get going. With everything involved, I mean, you need at least $10,000, to really get things rolling if you're going to run, on a serious note.
Yep.
Oh,
that's something to think about if you got an extra couple of $10,000 laying around.
But when I started New World Wrestling Extreme back in 2003. I mean, I started off renting a ring from a company. I rented off the entranceway and the lighting and the sound. And as time went on, we just started buying stuff. Before I know it, we owned our own ring. It took time, but I mean, we went, we went and took it to the right direction. I mean, because, I mean, we, especially when you,
social media?
So, putting everything with the right people to work with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To having the right people around you.
So you're networking with the right people.
Right. I mean, you want to be successful, you have to surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have one or two people, in that group that could be bad apples that could ruin the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a lot of work involved. I mean, like... Jimmy could tell you, I mean, besides what you see on that show, so much stuff is involved in the back. I mean, you got to have the promoter, the people who run the TV. Everything's got to coordinate together. That's why you need to take a week off after a show, because it is such a headache to run a show. I mean, it's
not only just me running shows. I mean, I work a Monday through Friday job too.
Oh yeah.
I drive tractor trailers for a living. And when I'm getting out of work, I'm going home, I'm eating my dinner, I'm sitting in front of the computer the rest of the night promoting the shows, and I'm on the computer until 11, 12 o'clock at night, getting back up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go back and do the work again. I mean, it's a never-ending thing. It's a 7 days a week thing. if you want it to go the way you want it to go.
Yeah.
And I just look at to trying to be the best out there to, and just do the right thing, to make your product top notch,
Yep.
I mean, I like to go the extra mile. I mean, hey, I've had my hits, I've had my good shows, I've had my bad shows, but it's always been good shows. But I mean, the money aspect of it has some shows are very low. You have a low attendance, 100 people, whatever.
Not everyone's going to be a big hit. But why don't we hold it right there? We're going to take a little break, regroup a little bit, refresh our beverages, actually.
Absolutely.
I'm going to refresh my pizza slice.
Yeah.
So we're going to leave here with a little bit of music from Adapter. The name of the song is Death Certificate Disorder. You're listening to My Night Out Radio. We'll be back in a minute. All right, my night outers, thanks.
Hopefully he's not listening.
No, not at all. That guy sucks. What's his name again? Oh, just kidding. That was Frenzy of Tongues, by the way. The name of the song, Doctor Who. Before that was Adapter, Death Certificate Disorder. I got to get a few upcoming events I got to get out to you guys. Number one, first and foremost, we have to bid adieu to George Gorner's Singletude. That's right, George Gorner's taking the plunge at 52 years old. He is getting married for the first time. So we are going to have a barn burner blowout of a bachelor party. Wow, there's a lot of bees, and I got through it quite well, actually. First off, we have Necrophiliac Meat Circus, Wolfman Chuck and the Brimstone Boys, Dead Girls Don't Say No, and another performer. I'm going to muddle through the name, and I'm sorry if I screw it up, but I believe it's Asia Salih, who let's just put it, she has a very interesting stage show that you definitely have to see. By the way, this is a PG-13 type show.
Yeah.
Granted, it's at a bar, so you have to be at least 21 or 18 to 21 to get in. But we're going to keep it mellow at that point. However, I was put in charge of the extracurricular activities or the late night activities after said bachelor party. I'm not going to tell anyone what is going on. However, I will say you do want to bring a lot of extra money, mostly in ones.
Not Sacagaweas.
Oh, God, I'll leave that alone. Also, on October 14th, Providence Metal Fest. I'm just going to go through the bands because almost every one of these bands is not a local band. We're going to start off with Soilwork, Unearth, Battlecross, Woven War, which is formerly known as I Lay Dying, Darkness Divided, The River Neva, Noxie Arena, The Beast of Nod, Manifest, Composing the Apocalypse, Brand New Day, Murdoch, Let Us Pray, Gomorrah, Deathwish, Depraved Within, Anodia, Anhedia, again, sorry for screwing that up, Fate's Last Flight, and Bottom Feed, and I did that with almost one breath. So, that's October 14th at Fat Music Hall, Ballroom and Lounge. It's 2 stages, nonstop music, starts at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Friday, goes till about 2 o'clock in the morning. You don't want to miss that. I will be DJing on the main stage. That's pretty much usual.
Now, our good friend Justin, who's been on your show and on my show, he's got a new gig up there, right?
Yeah, he's actually in charge of the hospitality for the talent. He's taking care of the bands as they come in. He's also a booking agent for FET. And Justin, congratulations. You've been working for it. You're finally hitting the big time now. And I look forward to working with you a lot more in the upcoming months. Well, that's enough of the upcoming events. Well, not totally, because we have
The biggest event coming up this Saturday.
the biggest event this Saturday, Blood and Bones, Woonsocket, American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street. I had to write that down so I would remember it. I'm
You're
not
good,
gonna lie.
man. You're good, though.
So, if I want to get tickets for this, how do I get my tickets?
Well, basically, tickets are all at the door. So basically, at 6 o'clock that day, you get them right at the door.
Get there at 6 o'clock.
Get there at 6 o'clock
What-
because the gates open at 6. I mean, they're $12 for adults, $8 for kids 12 and under.
Okay. And this is family friendly.
Family friendly.
And what time is the first match? Or what time is the first bell?
First bell is 7 p.m.
So you got an hour to get to your seat, and well, you'll only be using the.
Well, I
edge
mean, you got the outdoor bar going on. You got the grills that'll be lit out there, so you can get yourself something to eat, something to drink. I mean, the kids can get a soda or whatnot. You got, it's full deal. Just like back in Jack Widgie's days, they had all kinds of stuff popping, the food going on, the sausage and peppers cooking, and it's a good time.
Then intermission, you get to meet the wrestlers. The kids get
Yeah.
their autographs, pictures with the stars.
Well, even before the show too.
Yeah.
I mean, we will. There'll be a few.
mingling around, people
Yeah,
will
there'll
be
be a
able-
few guys out there. You know what I mean? Before the show starts, I mean, you can get their merchandise and whatnot.
That's another thing I really like about the local wrestling or the smaller federations. The performers, the wrestlers are very accessible to the public.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not
I mean,
gonna
you're
hide them
like
in the back room.
right. You're right there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're only feet away instead of miles away.
Well, now you touched upon it a little bit before the break. I want to really draw this out. Tell me a little bit about the average day of a professional wrestler, whatever it is. How do you balance a 40-hour week, 50-hour week job, working for the federation? Plus, you're now also working out, training. How do you do it? I mean, I know you just do, but
everybody's schedule's different. Everybody works different hours. If you're on the independent scene, chances are you got a Monday through Friday job or even
Or
a
two of 'em.
weekend job, or have a job that's okay with you doing your events, or if you're working at that time, they give you the day off, and and like Dan by Dondi here, he's in the gym half the time, pumping it up, and but I mean, everybody has their their different schedule. Like mine, I work from like 4:30 in the morning until like 5-6 o'clock at night, go home, and if I'm going to the gym that day, which I hate to say this, but I haven't been in a while because I've been so busy promoting the event and stuff like that. But everybody has their own different thing. But I mean, it's very time consuming, especially if you have an average person has a 9-to-5 job.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know with myself, I get out of work at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever the time is. And by the time I get home, I don't feel like going to the gym. I do very little promotion for just what I do. And I mean, I'm on on the weekends, it's a constant run. But with you guys,
just like right after work, don't even go home. Go right to the gym, because if you go home, you're not going to the gym. That's the way I learned anyway. Because you go home, you get tired, and that's it. So, but me, I got to work myself. I got to fit my work, the gym time, the wrestling time with the family, the PR stuff I do for people, and also my own reporting, and some once in a while for Infowars.com. So you got to fit multiple amount of things all in that, and also maintaining the gym, because you got to be in good shape. In the ring. And
yeah, that's one thing. I mean,
I don't know.
I have to. Obviously, you can tell by looking at me, I am not the model of a healthy lifestyle. But I mean, I never wrap my head around that much dedication to something that you're really not getting paid a lot for. Because I mean, a lot of these guys are getting gas money at the end of the night.
Right.
I mean, if it's not making dollars, to me, it just doesn't make sense. But I mean, you guys really have to love what you're doing. Well, granted, beating the crap out of someone on a regular has its draw. But
I mean, on my end, because I'm the promoter and the CEO of the company and stuff like that, is more or less on my end is making sure the talent, making sure everything's, taken care of and stuff like that. My main thing is putting the company name out there. That way people get familiarized with it. And the more it gets out there and the more it's in the public eye, the better, as time goes on, the better you do at your events. I mean, as long as you're out there promoting and putting your feet out, the footwork out there, the good things will happen. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's a lot of competition out there, but we all basically stay to our territories. I would, more or less say, but it's a lot of work, But my main thing is get, the name out there and get, asses in the seats. Sorry to say ass, but it's the truth.
We've said a lot
asses in the seats. Yeah. You know what I mean? But when you do come to one of our events, you will leave happy. Yeah. I can guarantee it.
That's for sure.
Now, I have a question that, personally, it has happened to me. When you guys are wrestling, and do you have limits? Like some of the more extreme matches where people will go flying over the ropes or over a barricade, do you have a limit? All right, you can maybe hit a couple of chairs, but you're not going to wipe out half a section of chairs, or
when we set up and build the card, certain matches are what they are. If it's under Extreme Rules, then that's what it is. If it's not under Extreme Rules, you shouldn't be grabbing a chair. You shouldn't be doing anything like that, but sticking to your match in that squared circle, and that's what you should be doing.
So you do have,
we have bookers.
This card is for just this type.
Right.
And
just like the title matches and stuff like that we got rolling. The bookers take care of that. And what your match is set to be is what you need to be doing. Not taking it to another level. Just doing what you feel like you think you need to do. Because not for nothing, we ain't gonna tolerate that. We set up matches that way. That's what it is.
So there is a very low tolerance for BS outside the ring.
Yeah. And we're definitely strict on what we do and what we put out there because we are family friendly.
Yep.
So we're not trying to put out that extreme, deal out there where people just think we're some hardcore company. You know what I mean? There's been times we do have matches that get a little crazy, but
I heard stories about a chainsaw.
We have a guy named Crazy Chainsaw, yes.
There is an actual gas-powered chainsaw fired up in the venue.
Yeah.
Well, while we're stewing over that, and while the listeners are stewing over that, why don't we take another break? Because here's some guys that are going to be performing. Actually, we just mentioned Justin. He was just at the Mass Can event yesterday.
And he's probably still there, laying on the grass somewhere.
Actually, I've hung out with Justin a few times. If anyone can walk away from that semi-unscathed, it's going to be Justin. The name of the band is Devil's Feedback. October Skies is the name of the song. We'll be back in a minute.
Let me tell you why. This
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Gomorrah. Named the song Inner Turmoil. Before that, Devil's Feedback, October Skies. We've been talking with Jim Allen and Dan Badandi for the last 50 minutes. So, guys, really quick, because we are running really low on time. If we want to get in touch with you, or if they want to get in touch with you, I already know how to get in touch with you. How do they do it?
Well, you can check us up on Facebook at New World Wrestling Extreme. You can hit us up on Twitter. NWW Extreme. Basically, the event's coming up Saturday, September 24th. The American Legion Post 85, 870 River Street in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. Tickets are $12 for adults, $8 for kids 12 and under. Show starts at 7 p.m. The gates open up at 6. Full line of card, 8 matches, 2 title matches. We're getting ready to go.
Cool. And Dan, what about you? If someone wanted to get in touch with you,
TruthRadioShow.com. It's got my email contact, my websites, my social media networks, or just look up Dan Badandi on Google. You'll find me somewhere.
Now that's the funny thing. I know pretty much everyone in this room is Googleable.
Absolutely.
I didn't even know that was a thing up until Tony mentioned it about a month ago, that everyone that has been through here is Googleable. And that's
you didn't know you were there.
I am not one of those people obsessed with looks or vanity. So when I just do stuff, I don't realize people are getting my name out there. And sure enough, I Googled myself, which sounds a lot sicker than it really is. But I Googled myself, and I have some very interesting things out there. So if you want, Google DJ Psycho Eddie, and be prepared to laugh.
However, don't go on Rhode-IslandCourtConnect.com and type our names in. That's something completely different.
Actually, I am proud enough to say I do not have anything on Rhode Island Court Connect under the name DJ Psycho Eddie.
Same here under the name Bionic.
Otherwise, there may or may not be 1 or 2 offenses I will not cop to at this point. Also, if you want to get in touch with us, you want to come on the show like Dan and Jim here, you want to hit me up, MyNightOutRadio at Verizon.net. MyNightOutRI.com is the website for all your upcoming events. Twitter and Instagram, DJ Psycho Eddie or MyNightOutRI. Facebook /MyNightOut. Thank you for listening, everybody. We're going to leave here with a band that was in studio just a couple weeks ago. The name of the band is 1031, I Will Not Drown.